What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well today. I got a 120 kill operations campaign mode game I want to show you guys. I'm on Argonne Forest today. I thought I'd get back into it a little bit. It's nice to kind of come back to some of these maps I haven't played in a while. So it's a nice thing about Battlefield is you can go for these periods of times a little bit where you can just be focused on some of the new DLCs, and then you can come back to some of the vanilla maps. It's just kind of refreshing. So surprisingly, it's been a while since I played Argonne Forest, so it's fun to bring it back. Now, the majority of this video is highly edited because I didn't want to spend what it is like these 30-40 minute games you can have in operations mode and try to compile that all into one video. So I've kind of edited to some of the top plays I had throughout this game. As well, unfortunately, I think some of the audio got corrupted when I was recording this. So I've kind of limited the audio as much as I can just to kind of not have it be a little bit of a nuisance because the audio is a little bit off to what's been translating into the game. But regardless, definitely a pretty solid game for the most part, even though getting these 120 or 100 plus kills on operations isn't too rare. But for the most part, it was just kind of fun to get back into Argonne Forest again. Just kind of remember how much of this is just a beast of a weapons only map, not having to deal with any type of vehicles, and you know, doing the classic kind of the shotgun loadout, of course, as I work my way behind enemy territory and flank them up from behind and do some damage here. So, but I kind of wanted to bring up a little bit of what possibly might be coming out here in the future when it comes to the new operations battle packs and what's going to be possibly coming out. Now, there's been no new tweets or anything that I've seen DICE officially comment on when it comes to any new content. So we do still know that from their other tweets that they did say that they plan on giving out new content, but they were kind of monitoring the situation, which I would assume be because they want to see probably how many of the players are achieving the puzzle pieces and unlocking the new melee weapons that came to the first rendition of Operations campaign mode. But with the CT that came out over the weekend, where we got some more time to experience what would be coming out in Turning Tides, they put in the new melee weapons for Turning Tides, such as the grappling hook that we had all been hearing about in the past couple months about that information. But as well, we had some other interesting melee weapons that were from countries that aren't going to be involved in the Turning Tides battle. So we saw a new, what was described as the French version of a machete, the Coupe Coupe, and what is also called another melee weapon was called the Russian axe. So those are two countries that were not, that had DLCs already before and then are not going to be involved in this Turning Tides DLC, which is mainly focused around different elements of the British Army against one side, the Ottomans, and which will be coming out in the December part of Turning Tides. And then we have the German side that's going to be going on with the Royal Marines and that engagement over here when the second part of Turning Tides comes out in January. So, you know, these axes really don't have, or these weapons, these melee weapons, the axe for the Russian axe and the machete type weapon for the French isn't anything to deal with kind of what Turning Tides theme is. So I would assume these are probably going to be new melee weapons that will come out. I made a video about that, about the melee weapons. If you want to go look at these weapons in more detail and kind of see what they look like when you actually are meleeing someone. So you feel free to go check out those videos right now in the annotations. But so yeah, seeing that there is pretty interesting, and I think, like I said, nothing's set in stone, but I would assume those are the ones that are probably going to come out eventually. Like I said, they're going to be monitoring it still, and again, no new tweets about what's going on exactly when this is going to, you know, happen. Because again, I'm sure they want to see how many players are achieving the melee weapons that have come into the first rendition of the Operations campaign exclusive battle pack. But once they get a good feel that enough people are achieving them, I'm sure they'll move on, and they'll probably eventually, I would assume, them moving the melee weapons from the Operations campaign battle pack into probably the more base game version of the battle pack, so more players can, you know, maybe use their scraps to get a chance to open them or something of that nature when they realize that the value of those melee weapons have gone down a little bit, and you know, everyone's kind of moved on from them. They're not really concerned about taking them anymore or trying to achieve them, because we have Turning Tides that's coming out with new weapons and Apocalypse and things of that nature that won't make those melee weapons that we have out right now as kind of, you know, the prime target of things to achieve. So be on the lookout for that in the future. It's a good possibility that will end up happening as I'm pushing up over here by the bridge. Gonna see the kind of flank around. I did a lot of, again, editing to kind of focus on the main kind of chunks of this game. I had like everything was really nice playing this. It's nice. I tell you what, when you play on CT servers and then you come back and you play the retail servers, it makes you feel like the retail servers are just the best thing in the world. It just feels nice to have everything kind of register and things kind of work. As I'm gonna flank out over here and get a couple kills with throwing my dynamite around and then pushing back around towards the sea. So like I said, it's been a while again playing Argani Forest, so it's again fun to be back on Argani Forest. And what's interesting about Argani Forest too is that I feel like the skill level for Argani Forest, that majority of players have developed a pretty good sense of how to play this map. Like I feel like whenever I come onto this map, I'm always having like a good challenge. I would say like it's pretty much a bit of a grind for me because this map is a vanilla base of the game, so many players have come access to it, and you know, you get these little moments where DICE will give out, you know, free times for us to play Name the Czar maps and DLC maps for the rest of the community who just has the base version of the game. So they'll come out and they'll start playing some of those maps, and you can tell that they don't really playing with players who don't really understand that map, and you know, you can find ways to you know just do better than them because people don't understand the maps. But when it comes to the maps that are the vanilla maps, everyone has a good understanding of them if you play Battlefield. So you know, it's a bit of a grind, I would say, a little bit. So coming into this game, I was kind of expecting to get a little bit more, you know, work than I did. I only died 19 times, so I went like 120 and 19, so it's not all too bad, I would say, for a map that I haven't played in a while. So I think the last time actually I played this map was when the Humans vs Zombies events came out just recently. I played a little bit of that, but then besides that, it's been a while. So again, fun to play this map again and to grind it out and just to have the kind of the massive game that I have. This is a pretty sick little event I come down over here about. As I'm going to try to battle out a couple of the players right here as they're all onto the base. I want to kill. I know there's a couple guys up top, so I'm trying to be careful for that. I'm able to get two guys quickly, and I'm just like laying down, getting away from the barrage of fires. And they keep running at me, but everything keeps registering. As I don't know what this guy does right here. He just stops moving. I think maybe he's probably trying to revive his teammate that I probably just killed or something of that nature. But yeah, they just keep coming. I'm just able to just kind of avoid every shot, and it's what you gotta love Battlefield, right? This is what makes it fun, I think, when you have all these massive players and you're just battling it out and doing whatever you can, and you get these kind of epic streaks. As I'm just barely avoiding this stuff. I don't know, this is crazy. It's fun to see that I eventually get picked off, but yeah, definitely that's why I love Battlefield right there. Now a little bit more about the new melee weapons that I think might be coming out with the Operations Campaign Battle Packs. Was the Russian Axe. I was just looking kind of forward to playing that more in the CT. When I was using the CT, it just felt nice using it. It has, of course, the perk that I like on my melee weapons, which is the ability to break wood, but there's also the perk where I can destroy like the wires, where I find myself in a lot of situations having barbed wires in an area where I want to go, but I have to like run through it, and sometimes I get so stuck on it, I end up like having like, you know, take about almost like half my health off, and it's just like thinking like how nice it would kind of be to be able to, you know, to take some wire out and still be able to have a good melee weapon that's overall has some pretty good balanced stats when it comes to the, you know, the melee weapon's power and its, you know, hit zone and, you know, the speed of it. So I feel like the Russian Axe will be kind of promising for the most part. So like I said, I like having to be able to break wood with my melee weapon, but now seeing kind of how much I'm in a lot of situations too where it would be nice to kind of break some wire as well too. This might be kind of my new melee weapon of choice. Since the Totokia came out when DICE did this type of celebratory thing in regards to Battlefront 2, where Battlefield 1 got a new melee weapon, which was called the Totokia. I've been kind of rocking that as of lately, because before that I was only using the pickaxe. But when I saw the Totokia come out, I was like, wow, you know, I kind of like the different, I like the more balanced approach. The pickaxe is slow with its melee, you know, striking ability, and its hit zone isn't much better either. So the Totokia, even though it loses a little bit of the damage ability that the pickaxe does, the definitely bumps up those other 2 attributes. So I like a little bit more of a balanced approach when it comes to my melee weapons, as I kind of find myself using them in not really anything strategic wise. So I would like a kind of more balanced approach when I don't have a kind of, you know, idea really when I really want to use these melee weapons at certain times. So that's just kind of how I kind of view it and how I like using it. So when I see the Russian axe coming out, it seems has a little bit of that balanced approach when it comes to those attributes, as well as the kind of the perks it has too. Like I said, lately I've run into a lot of barbed wire, and I'll tell you what, I'm kind of tired of it. So it's I'll probably be one I want to get if I can. You know, we still have a little bit of that problem lately with the Operations campaign, and that's all getting the battle pack with the puzzle pieces. So a little bit discouraging now to kind of think that it still might be behind a bit of an RNG. Hopefully I get the, you know, lucky battle pack where I'm able to get enough puzzle pieces to get it. But at least it's, you know, hopefully, like I said, hopefully they end up bringing these out to the actual base version of the battle packs, and we don't have to only get these special battle packs through Operations campaign mode, especially with Turning Tides and everything coming out. You know, they're eventually gonna, you know, move away. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna move away. I think they still plan on bringing out the Operations campaign mode, but you know, we'll see. We'll see exactly what they're doing. I'm not too clear. They seem like they want to keep doing Operations campaign mode, but I'm not sure if it was just something they wanted to kind of keep us busy with until Turning Tides came out, or if this is going to be kind of the new type of thing that they want to keep, you know, progressing even with the new DLC. So yeah, I could see them doing either or, really. So we'll see what happens up here in the near future as I'm trying to battle out the bottom of the bridge here. I'm at, like, what is that? What was that, 92 and 10? So again, it's pretty crazy what I got going on here. I was actually able to survive a lot more than I thought I normally would have, especially on Agrani Forest, man. I feel like I would have at least maybe should died maybe 30 or 40 times. I'm known to have usually really high deaths, especially on these closer maps, and it being Operations mode, where not only is it a small map, but you're gonna run into a lot more players, in my opinion. So yeah, just kind of a crazy game overall. As throwing some smoke down and gonna flank against, I kind of missed this player right over there. I tell you what, that rock there, for the life of me, always gets me when someone's chilling right there. And we're able to kind of finish off the last bit of the guys and hold it off till we have our last sector that's going to show up here. 94 and 10, not all too bad. It does start to slow down here a little bit when we're defending our last sector. They do push us back a little bit to the next zone. And as you can see, if I was at 94 and 10 and I finished 120 and 19, it means I have, like, you know, 26 and 9 where I go right here. So kind of slows down here a little bit in comparison to what I was doing, even though I show a little bit, another kind of nice streak I have going on here. Nothing what I had a little bit earlier, but all in all, not too bad when it came to, again, playing Agrani Forest and not kind of having, I haven't played an Operations campaign on Agrani Forest since I think when the actual Battlefield 1 first came out. So I played like a little bit of Operations when it first came out, but then I went to Conquest and I've stuck with that since. So to come back and experience it, you know, playing in Operations mode is just kind of, again, fresh and new. It's always fun. Like I said, it's just fun to come back to some of the older maps and then playing other game modes like Operations, Frontlines, Conquest. I can bounce around between those, and even teams like games like you know, Domination and of that sort. Those are so fun as well too. I do come from playing like Call of Duty backgrounds and things like that, so experiencing that a little bit on Battlefield and getting kind of a, you know, kind of a COD type of taste is always fun and refreshing as well. So, but that's basically it for you guys today. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin, and I will see you guys again later. Peace.